Welcome back to Night In with Manta, Semantic Error Edition. What's up? I'm your host, Ashley Morgan, and I will be leading us through one of the most intimate and heartfelt titles from Manta. Today, we will be reading episode 25 of Semantic Error. But first, introductions. This couch.
Hi, I'm Ren, and I'm Sound Effects.
Yay.
Hi, I'm Jeanette, and I'm Mummy.
Mummy. Hi, I'm Michael John, and I am Jae Young.
Hey, Jaeyoung.
Hey, Jae
Hello,
Young.
hello.
Hey, I'm Jefferson. I'll be Songwoo.
Hi,
Hi,
Songwoo.
Songwoo.
Hi.
Hey,
And
what's
again,
up?
I'm Ashley, and pay attention because I'm your teacher.
Whoa, you have my
okay.
attention.
Yeah.
I'm your professor, actually.
Okay, Professor.
Okay, now that we have introductions out of the way, let's go back and to get a quick read-through and summary of what happened to get us to where we are. Michael, will you so kindly do the honors?
I would love to, my friend.
Friend.
Oh.
I thought we were.
We are.
Great! Okay, so the episode before this we're about to read has some interesting moments. In the previous episode, we get this really cute encounter between Sang-woo and Jae Young. They're relaxing on the grass and opening up. Jae Young coyly asks Sang-woo what type of girl he likes and if he's ever been in love. Sang-woo avoids a real answer and says his first love was a toy truck, and then claims that the idea of love is just a fabrication, a pretty name for a libido that just propaganda spread by the government. Okay, wild, he's seriously repressed.
Okay.
But then they have a sweet exchange and begin practicing their lines for a skit they're performing in their Chinese language class. Cut to the skit, and they're dressed in costumes, feeling all silly and giddy. The skit goes well, and the two are feeling pretty good about things, except for one detail. Jae Young informs the teacher that he's dropping the class, and that brings us to episode 25.
Already just 2 days left until Jae Young Jang drops his class, huh? Sure, I'll do it. This is the day I've been waiting for. But why don't I feel good about it?
Thanks a lot, Jae Young. I'm grateful that you saw the skit all the way through and helped out your underclassmen.
No, actually, I owe you an apology, Professor. I applied to be your TA, and now I'm dropping this class.
Don't be silly. You have to make the most of opportunities that come your way. Let me congratulate you in advance. I'm sure you'll be accepted.
Well, I submitted my application, but there's no guarantee I'll be accepted again.
Of course you will.
Semantic error.
I like the more robotic, like, for
Right?
this.
Yeah.
I think it's really
It
fitting.
suits.
Well, their jackets are huge.
Yep.
Must be cold.
Yeah.
Or they're just thick boys.
Oh, I like I think about it.
Perfect seat. Empty.
Ah,
Dash. Plop.
are you kidding me?
Rub.
I asked you to step in for just 2 weeks, and you can't even do that? Why? I didn't give you the bag. Oh, that's right. I had a nasty hangover a few days ago, and it completely slipped my mind.
Shocker.
Oh, whatever, dude. I'll talk to you later.
Sigh.
I guess I don't get to bully you today.
He admits it.
Sang-woo, I really can't keep taking this class. I don't understand a word of it. No. And the professor looks like a penguin. I laugh every time look at him. You finally get to take this class in peace. Cafeteria for lunch, right?
Nod.
And if I offer to buy you something else, you're gonna refuse it, aren't you?
Nod.
All right, then. Enjoy your lunch.
Pat.
I'm definitely gonna tell him next time. Don't touch me. Makes me extremely uncomfortable.
Rub.
He really does look like a penguin. Something feels off. But what? Seriously, what the hell's wrong with me?
misses him.
The issue used to be Jae-young
also-
bullying me and getting in the way of my studies, but it's no longer the case. The root of the problem's gone, so why hasn't my life returned to normal?
Ding. Swipe.
Aww.
You did great.
Oh, that's cute.
They photograph really well.
There.
I don't know how to reply.
Slump.
Word, Sung.
I feel like something's raging within me.
Seethe, seethe.
I can't focus. I should just head home.
Still here?
Plop. Rustle, rustle. Flip, flip. Immediate calm.
All that pent-up frustration has vanished. I can suddenly focus.
Uh-oh.
Damn it. I've gotten used to Jae-young's presence. I let myself get too caught up in this error. My mind's all messed up.
Stare. Reach.
Your craps. Your cap.
Your crap.
Yep.
Your crap.
Yep. Your
Jan
craps.
Wong.
Your cap is crooked. Your cap's crooked.
Crap.
Says the person with grass in his hair.
Aww. Neat.
Wonder if he was lying in the grass like he did the other day.
Reach.
Oh.
I didn't know that was it. Oh.
Oh, guys. Oh. Please turn over here.
Watch the show.
We'll put this down.
Sangwoo,
Thump. Whisper.
I've got something to tell you.
Thump.
Lips.
Thump.
Lean.
Lean. Thump.
Let's go see a movie together.
He did it.
Oh, that's you.
Got too into it.
Got the right there.
Röntgen.
At that moment, I was so flustered that all that came to my mind was the first line of our national anthem.
Sorry.
Sangwoo, do you know what's inside your testicles?
200 to 500 million sperm cells waiting to be released for the purpose of reproduction.
Oh.
That's right. They're stored until they're released through the penis as a result of sexual stimulation. You're still a minor, so until you reach the legal age and find yourself a consensual sexual partner, you ought to rely on self-gratification. In other words, masturbation.
Oh.
It's taboo to openly engage in such an activity. Make sure you do it in private, and take care to always wash your hands before and after.
Swing open.
I'm insane.
Splash, splash. Shh.
I had an erection without direct sexual stimulation. This has to be an error.
Creak. Splash.
What the hell?
No,
What?
I don't want to go see a movie with you.
Because of me? Or because you just don't want to go to the movies with another guy? Dude.
Semantic
Dude.
error.
Dude.
Definitely dude.
It's definitely a dude. Yeah.
Dun, dun, dun. Sorry, I'm still like
How about that?
just coming down from this last moment. Wonder reactions.
Can I have a dash?
Of course.
Sex, talk, dash.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a lot of sex talk.
Yeah.
Disappointed.
word.
I'm disappointed.
Disappointed.
Why?
Yeah. I'm mostly disappointed at the mother.
For her lack of.
Lack of explaining. It's
Yeah.
very
Yeah.
robotic, very just like, this is what it is.
Yeah.
Instead of actually talking about, like, if you're gonna talk about self-pleasure, talk about pleasure also in sex, right?
100%.
Instead of just
Yeah.
being like, masturbation is a thing. This is how many sperms, blah, blah. And it's just not, this,
Yeah.
not this mechanical thing that happens.
How did your parents go about
Oh, my parents
the
didn't
sex
talk
talk?
about it.
Oh, me neither.
No,
No.
my
No
parents-
talk.
None.
No talk at all.
Hi, Mom and Dad.
Yeah.
I guess I'm the
guys.
only one.
Yeah. No, we didn't have a
None.
sit down talk at all.
Well, we learned it in school, and
Yeah.
then I'm very like I'm often curious. So I was like, Mom, what is blah, 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 blah. All right, but my mom told me when we were younger about sex. She didn't go into explicit detail, but then allowed the room for discussion and conversation, and that is something I want to pass on to my children. So
Yeah.
then they understand when things happening to them, what it is, and it's not weird
It's
and
natural.
uncomfortable, that it's natural. Man,
Ooh, I got a hot take.
I was doing one word reaction, but it seems like it's time for a hot take, honey. Let's just go right back into it.
What?
Oh.
What?
Yes.
Do you mind if
No,
I?
absolutely not.
What age do you think, if I'm so lucky to be a parent, what age do you think would be appropriate to have this type of talk?
I actually know the answer to this.
Okay, what is
Because I've
it?
talked about this with my partner, because I've done education. So for me, especially with Montessori kids, we start talking about bodily autonomy at a very young age, from like ages of 2 to 3. So instead of giving baby names to like body parts,
Yeah.
like, oh, you coochie or whatever, like
yeah.
this feels weird, we give them the actual names. Like this is a labia, this is like
Yeah.
a penis, all these things. So they know what they're talking about, not only for their bodily autonomy and education, but in case there's ever a point where obviously sexual molestation happens, they're able to point it out. That is very important.
Wow.
Yes.
Right? You have to teach these things. And slowly as they get older, you start explaining to them what is sex, what is going on with your body, and giving them the tools they need to express themselves, not only for themselves, but also to healthcare professionals. These are very important things. And obviously, as they get older, sex happens. Give them the tools and resources that they need to ask questions, make safe spaces for them so they have those tools and resources and ability to communicate those tools with adults and other people in their lives in case they need to. And this includes consent and boundaries. And this is very, very important because this goes up into adulthood. Like, you need to have a solid foundation to talk about these things. And it doesn't start when you're an adult.
Right.
It starts the moment you're born. Because the moment you're born, people are going to start assigning gender and sex roles to you,
Yeah.
whether you like it or not.
It's interesting that he's having this conversation now, and homeboys in
Right?
college. Yeesh.
Yeah, I understand like this uncomfortable conversation to have, but it's 100% necessary.
Agree.
Yeah.
And to
I
answer
totally
your
agree.
question, I feel like somewhere in childhood is good. And then like I'm here if you have questions along the way, please come to me. My mom did a great job of always allowing me space to ask questions and not belittling me or telling me that I'm just a child and that it doesn't matter.
Right.
She always opened communication. I feel like his mom tried that, but I think that she's also just very logistical, like
Yeah.
Samu is. So she's like, oh, this
Yeah.
makes sense to me. This will make sense to him. But not understanding that he's a child or he was younger and this is new for him, that she needs to explain it in layman's terms so he understands what's happening and not like, oh, X plus Y equals Z.
Exactly.
Right.
Which is kind of how she explained it to him.
Very black and white. There's like no gray area. It's this
Right.
way or the other way,
Right.
and that's it.
And
you
it's
know?
under the assumption of heterosexuality.
100%. I was
100%.
just about
yeah.
to get to that. Yeah. You're
Which is
absolutely
which
right.
is why he's battling
He's so
everything
freaked
now.
out.
He's like, this isn't
Yeah.
supposed to happen when I'm with a man. It's supposed to happen with a
This
woman.
is an error.
Yeah.
It's like, it's not.
Is it a semantic error?
That's what he calls it.
That's what he calls it.
He
Yeah.
calls him too. Calls him
Yeah.
a semantic error. I'm gonna start calling men. Okay, sorry. I'm like, you're a semantic
Yes.
error. I don't have time for
Ren,
you.
do you think this is do you think that the sex talk and all this is like is it a prevalent issue in the Asian community? Like, to me,
Oh, absolutely.
you see it too.
I mean,
Okay.
here's the thing. When it comes to not just the Asian community or any minority
Sure.
group or in America, sex is a taboo topic, period, right? This also comes down to like colonization and Christianity,
Yeah.
and where they talk about sex as only for procreation. And that also comes down to other avenues of conversation, which we should probably not talk about here.
Like
But-
religion.
Well, religion and also slavery, right?
Sure.
The reason they continued slavery and they constructed gender roles is because of the procreation to create more slaves, historically. Because there are other gender identities that have existed long before pre-colonization, like non-binary people and things like that. But anyways, that was constructed for the sole purpose of that. But beyond that conversation, when it comes to talking about taboo topics, it's for the sole purpose of just keeping people within their label boxes.
Yeah.
I do find it refreshing to see other cultures expressing LGBTQIA
Yes.
topics because it is something that's not lightly discussed. So I
No.
think it's refreshing because there are, no matter your race, you love have intimate relationships with whoever. So I'm happy that we have stuff like semantic mirror. We get to have semantic error. We get to have these conversations that are pro-thinking and forward and progressive and that are inclusive. That's my biggest thing about
Yeah,
any kind
absolutely.
of webcomic, anime is like, is it gonna be inclusive? Can I read something or watch something like, oh, that's me, I feel seen. And I think that's exactly what Semantic Era does. I'm so grateful for that.
You get to see it. Sang-woo, he's super closed off. He doesn't know what's going on. He's questioning everything. And then Jae-young, he's super confident. He knows what he wants. So
and Jae-young's bi, which I'm like so into. We don't really see a lot of men in this art form that are openly bi. We have a lot of suggested people, but open, like, I've been with men, I've been with women. You know,
he just says it. He's like,
And I think that's so refreshing that we just get to see this freely expressed in this medium.
I agree.
Oh, sorry.
No, I was just gonna say for Jae-young in general, like you see that in a lot of his expression, the way he dresses himself. He has tattoos and earrings, and those things are also in context. In Korea, like that's not really looked upon well. It's seen as someone who's like a gangster or like low class, who doesn't like respect their body. But for him, it's a form of expression. It's a rebellion against society's expectations of him and his roles. So he has all these things and is also openly bisexual or pansexual, however he announces himself. So in a way, it's the way he expresses himself.
I think too, it makes me question or wonder how was his sex conversation with his mother, that he feels so comfortable to express himself sexually no matter what. Where, you know, he's just like, this is just who I am. This is what I do. This is how I do it. And, you know, just unapologetic.
Judging by how everything has been, I really see that it probably was the complete opposite of Sang-woo. I feel like his mom probably was really open about it.
Maybe. We don't know much about his family.
We don't know.
We don't.
I'm guessing.
I'm assuming, but also like just by the way how aggressive he is, I feel like he does not really have a good concept of boundaries or consent.
I think he leans into, because obviously he does theater, and so it's easier for him to express himself.
I didn't think about
than
that.
Sang-woo, who is obviously on the opposite end of that.
Right.
So true.
You know?
Doesn't even
So
do that.
Are you all familiar with the red oni, blue oni trope?
Yes.
You are? Okay.
I don't know anything about that, to be honest.
The character trope of two characters, like, inherently linked with each other, but like completely opposite. The red oni being more like, you know, out there, outgoing, charismatic, also wearing red, and the blue oni, the blue demon, also like, I guess being more reserved and more brains over bronze kind of character. That's absolutely what's happening here with these two characters. These two characters are like inherently linked with each other, and there's a story to tell here with these two characters, and they're polar opposites. Yeah, that's all I wrote.
No, that's super interesting.
It's very true. And I'm interested to see where the story is going to take us. There's only one way to find out. We got to keep reading.
Yeah, for sure.
There was so much to unpack in episode 25. We've learned that communication and education is so important. But I feel like we're right at the beginning of this story, so let's keep going. Episode 37 is next week. Manta, Night In, Semantic Era. Bye.